Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Las Vegas, Nevada. Today we are very excited to bring you a full tour and review of the Venetian Resort Las Vegas. It has recently joined the World of Hyatt program, that's why I'm here staying, seeing exactly how this program interacts with the World of Hyatt program. And it's been a few years since I've been to Vegas. They've added the sphere behind the Venetian, so I'm going to check that out as well. If you're new to the channel, I review hotels, resorts, and cruise ships all over the world through the lens of my own eyes. I travel almost full-time doing this, so I'm excited to bring you all this new content. So give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you want more travel content. So let's begin our stay. I arrived via Uber from my JSX flight. You can check out that video on the channel. A very busy valet area on a Friday night brings you right into the theme of the whole resort, the Venetian, aka Venice. A lot of this resort is like stepping back into the peak of the Renaissance in Italy. The original owner did an amazing job of bringing in real Italian artists to do a lot of the work around the property, and the detail really shows. It feels like a Disney quality theme here in many parts. Of course, there is a casino attached to the Venetian Las Vegas, so we'll show you all of that as well. Now, the Venetian joined World of Hyatt about a month ago, and it's not a full Hyatt, it's more of an affiliated property. So the benefits are going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to be able to have a 4 p.m. late checkout. There's no free breakfast. The resort fee, unfortunately, is not waived. But I still earn all of my World of Hyatt points as normal. I can use my Hyatt credit card and earn 4 points per dollar. And there are a few added perks like using the invited guest check-in. My agent was really nice. He upgraded me to a renovated room. The rooms here at the Venetian Las Vegas, standard rooms, are absolutely gigantic. 650 square feet, so even your base level room is going to be huge. I did receive a 2 p.m. late checkout proactively as well, but I'm not going to use my 15% discount on any gondolas or spa treatments on my stay, so that's basically the extension of the benefits here. This property is located in the center of the Las Vegas Strip, so this is something that the World of Hyatt program has been missing since the MGM partnership ended last year. The only downside being you do have to book directly through World of Hyatt, so if you have any gambler rates or any lower rates through Venetian itself, you're not going to be able to earn your Hyatt points, your elite status nights, or the new Brand Explorer brand that the Venetian is a part of. So I was upgraded to the South Tower Suites. These are going to be the more renovated rooms. It's located a little bit further away from the casino. Actually, if you're not a gambler, I do recommend being in the South Tower because you don't actually have to enter the casino at all to enter your suites. I think that's a really nice perk for people that are really not fans of Vegas, but maybe have to be there for a conference. But once you're on the 10th floor, there are a few public spaces. There's a shop here that has some necessities that maybe you've forgotten. You don't have to truck over to the other tower to go find that. And then you have Bouchon Bistro, which is one of the best breakfasts in Las Vegas. You can stay here on a fine hotels and resorts rate through American Express Platinum card. This is where your breakfast is going to be, so if you can hit that, it's not open every day, but I do recommend eating there. It is one of the best breakfasts. So unfortunately, I can't have free breakfast as a globalist there. I was looking forward to that when this partnership was first announced. Hopefully, they'll make that change in the future. Now, there is a pool and wedding pavilion over here in the South Tower. I'll show you that in just a minute, but we're going to head up to the room and check out what the suite looks like. So you do have to walk a little bit from that 10th floor elevator across a sky bridge, as they call it, and then take an elevator to your floor. For me, I don't mind the steps, but I could see a lot of people not enjoying this location within the resort just because of all the walking involved and having to take 2 elevators. There is a fitness center as well, but it looked like it was closed, so I'll show you the Canyon Ranch Spa and Fitness Center a little bit later in this video, which is located in the main tower at the Venetian. Really amazing carpets throughout the resort, so make sure to look down when you're here. 15412 is my suite, so let's check it out. So entering, you immediately have the expansive bathroom over here, a nice vanity to be getting ready with multiple mirrors. Lots of marble throughout the bathroom, again with that theme, lots of marble in Italy and Venice especially, so nice to have that bathroom continue that theme. Over here at the main vanity, 2 sinks, so great for those sharing a room. 4,049 rooms over here at the Venetian, but if you included the Palazzo, the sister property connected to the Venetian, it's over 7,100 rooms. A nice soaking tub right next to the vanity, and then Etro is going to be the Italian toiletries brand that's going to be featured throughout the suite. So you're going to have bars of soap, and then you actually have some shared pumps here in the shower. So no individual bottles of Etro to take home as a little souvenir, unfortunately. Decent sized shower, nothing too spectacular here, but gets the job done for sure. Nice full-size mirror as you walk in, making sure that you look nice and Vegas ready before you walk out the door. And then here's the main suite. So you can see, technically it's a junior suite, but it's over 650 square feet. So very, very massive. Over here, a nice small closet for hanging your clothes. Lots of fancy opportunities here in Vegas, so this is definitely important to have. Some nice Venetian art on the wall, like some masks. Just, again, just plays into that theme. Very fancy looking lamp, very modern feel. So again, these are the renovated rooms. This renovation began in September 2024, so these rooms are very new. Not a lot of stays have happened in them, which is very important in Vegas because there's just so much travel that happens in this city. With well over 100,000 hotel rooms in the city, there's a lot to choose from. One thing I liked were the plentiful plugs right next to the bed, both types of USBs. So you can tell that the room is at least a few years young because they have USB-C. 2 televisions in the room, both in the main bedroom area and in the living room area. Some seating over here, just a small chair. And then a couch that actually does fold out. Always nice when you have a bigger group coming to Vegas. The Venetian and Palazzo were always my hack in college because we could squeeze so many people into these rooms. And then a nice little working desk area, or maybe a place to grab some room service. Then you have your minibar, which is not free. Some glassware, and very nice glassware for the room. Nice that you don't have to call down to get a wine glass. And then you have both a regular mini fridge as well as a mini bar fridge. So nice that you don't have to choose. Some hotels sometimes make you either have them empty the mini fridge or try and say you can't put personal items in a fridge. So very nice that the Venetian provides both. Some very fancy champagnes as well as liquors here, befitting of a 5-star property in Las Vegas. Just be careful of those minibar prices. We'll have a look at this view in the daytime a little later in the video, but I had a nice view of the main plaza over there at the Venetian, as well as the deconstruction of one of my favorite hotels in Las Vegas, the Mirage, which was a little sad. So back down on the 10th floor, before we head and check out the rest of the casino resort, I did want to show you the South Towers pool at night. So this is the late night pool. It's open until 10 p.m., which I think is really great. Not a lot of properties have this open. I stayed in February 2025, so this is awesome to have because a lot of pools are closed in Vegas, so only the nice properties really have a pool still open. They had plentiful pools still open here at the Venetian. The theme of the Venetian does continue throughout the pool deck. Lots of marble. Really feels like you are a part of the Medici family or something like that back in the Renaissance. And you have a cool view of the Venetian towers above you. These properties are just absolutely huge. It's really, really fun to tour all of the nooks and crannies of these properties when I come to Las Vegas. So it's fun to explore and find some hidden secrets at each one of the resorts. I think the South Tower pool is one of them. Now we're heading on the other sky bridge over to the main part of the Venetian Resort to go check out the whole property. So the Palazzo is the sister property, as I mentioned. It's a little bit newer in construction. It came after the Venetian itself. I love the styling of this resort. It's going to be a little bit more modern feeling, not that Renaissance feel, but still very, very elegant. It's connected by Restaurant Row that we'll show you in a little bit, and then also the Grand Canal shops flow through the entire property. This property is an absolute maze, so I'm trying to do this tour as organized as possible. So right now we're in the Palazzo section, which is a little bit north of the Venetian. The Venetian's on the south side of the property. We're going to walk and see all of the restaurants on the main casino floor, head over through Restaurant Row, and then back over to the Venetian. I was here during the Chinese New Year celebration, so lots of decorations for that. It's always a fun time to be in Vegas. Vegas does all of these seasonal displays still, and they're all very elegant and very high budget, so it's cool to see. But probably my favorite part of this entrance area is going to be this main courtyard that has a free-flowing waterfall coming down from the second and third stories. This is a nice place to hang out because there's a number of different cafes, like the Illy Cafe right here. And then some nice jewelry shops, as well as Cut by Wolfgang Puck, one of the nicer steakhouses in Las Vegas. So to date this video, this is the Year of the Snake 2025, as you can see throughout this video, and all the videos that I'll be posting from this Vegas trip series. Lots of snake imagery throughout the Chinese New Year celebrations in Las Vegas. beautiful courtyard with a very nice stained glass ceiling that lets in that natural light during the daytime. So now we'll enter the main casino floor of the Palazzo Las Vegas. This is where all the main restaurants are going to be at the Palazzo. You want to be able to have easy access to the casino. It's part of the design of the hotel, and the reason for it being there is to make sure that you stop by the casino floor for a little bit of time. This underwent a renovation in the last few years. I really liked what they did. It's just nice and modern feeling. But lots of options of gaming here, all your favorite table games as well as slot machines. Bar Luca is going to be the center bar here on the casino floor, so you can go in and grab a cocktail. And then if you're coming in from the main guest elevators at the Palazzo, you're going to have Juice Farm Cold Pressed right there. Good spot to stop at, grab some juice in the morning. Rosina is a fancy cocktail bar. And then the Palazzo Theater is going to be located right behind there. They have Shin Lim as the main resident magician in there right now. That can cycle through from time to time, but I think he's been here for a little bit of time. There's a Grand Lux Cafe, which is a 24-hour restaurant. It's a good stop for that very late night bite, but a good spot for brunch as well. Hasalan is the Israeli restaurant that opened up recently, and it's got a cool energy inside. Love the old-timey films playing on the wall there, so check that out if you're on property. Then there is a Mediterranean street food stand that occupies the old burger space that Momofuku had, which I'm sad to see it go because it was some of the best sliders I've ever had. Lots of shops around the casino. Electra is going to be another fancy cocktail bar, kind of turns into a ultra lounge at times. Then the Hong Kong Cafe is going to be located nearby. It's going to be more of your dim sum options. Excellent Asian food throughout Vegas, so definitely stop by if you're from another part of the country. Now we'll walk off the main casino floor and over to the main check-in area. This is very grand, classic Las Vegas. Huge multi-story atrium with some real plants on the inside. It just feels nice and energetic in here. You can feel like all the oxygen coming through. It's very hard to describe, but always gets me really excited coming into Vegas. And I used to stay at the Palazzo a lot during college, right after the downturn, and it was always really cheap rooms, so it brings back some fun memories. Here's the main check-in area as well as the invited guest check-in counter. If you are booking a Fine Hotels and Resort reservation, it's only going to be here at the Palazzo. You can use the rest of the property. You can charge back dining at the Venetian to your room at the Palazzo, but you're going to get a Palazzo room. Off the main atrium here is Lavo. Very famous for their Lavo brunch, basically a club at midday. Check that out if you're in the mood for that. And then you can take these escalators down to rideshare. I will say during my time here in Vegas on this trip, I did notice how far of a walk a lot of the rideshare areas are. If you are someone who doesn't like walking, I would definitely take a taxi instead of rideshare. So now we're going to head back towards the Venetian. We're going to walk through Restaurant Row, so it connects the two casino floors. Lots of high-end restaurant dining here, and then also some more casual options now. Delmonico is an Emeril Lagasse steakhouse. I've dined here before. Very classic, amazing steak. Those shrimp that Emeril is very famous for, those are served in there. Then you're going to have Mateo's, which I happened to dine at on this trip. An incredible Negroni sitting at the bar, as well as Agnolotti with like some incredible short rib and like a Parmesan foam on top. It was an unbelievable pasta dish, so can't recommend that enough, and great service. Milos is going to be a Greek seafood restaurant, so if you're into that type of dining, you can definitely check that out. Bar Mia across the way, and it's located here at the nexus and connector point between Restaurant Row, the Venetian, the Palazzo, and then the Venetian Expo, which is the convention center area and the pathway to the Sphere. The Sphere is a $2.3 billion development. It is a concert venue. It shows a film by Darren Aronofsky at certain times during the day, which is why I was going in there. Big film fan, so it was fun to see something shot in 16K, which is just absolutely absurd. It's a very long walk to the Sphere, but it's all indoors, so that's pretty cool, and it's an easy connector over to the Venetian and Palazzo. Your ticket does include the experiences down in the lobby. There's some robots that you can speak with, which I felt like was not really all that interesting, but some really cool displays in the lobby as you take these massive escalators up to your seats. And here's a shot from the nosebleeds over here. It was unbelievable. Entirely worth the money to see the Sphere in action. If you're not here for a concert, definitely go check out the film. It's basically like Soarin' from Disneyland or Disney World on steroids. Your seats don't move, but there's lots of haptic feeling in the seats. There were supposed to be scents and stuff like that I had read, but I didn't smell anything different in there. But definitely worth your time if you're in Vegas and looking for fun things to do. Sugarcane is going to be a Cuban-style restaurant, and then Yardbird is going to be a southern restaurant, so these are going to be more casual options as we walk towards the Venetian. And then rounding the corner at the end of Restaurant Row is going to be Chica, which is a Peruvian restaurant. I've dined here before, and it's fantastic, if a little expensive. So definitely check that out, especially if you like to support female chefs. Another cocktail bar right at Restaurant Row, Juliet. So now we're on the main Venetian floor. So lots of the same types of gambling opportunities and just a lot more restaurants. The casino floor here at the Venetian is a lot more expansive than over at the Palazzo, even though both are large in size if you're comparing it to anything. Noodle Asia is right here at the entrance as well. Had a chance to dine here during my stay. Some classic noodle dishes. Just very, very delicious. I had a great time. I sat at the counter and then had some delicious sake as well as some barbecue pork buns and an unbelievable noodle dish. So I highly recommend this place. It's open very late at night, so good stop after some casino or if you're coming back from elsewhere in Las Vegas. The Venetian has a fairly new sports book. It's very, very nice in here. So a nice bar. You can get some food options as well. Black Tap is a very famous shake place as well as burger place. It's actually located in downtown Disney at Disneyland as well. And then here's the entrance on the other side to the casino. On that second floor there is going to be the entrance to the Grand Canal shops. I'll show you that in just a bit. But we're walking towards the main lobby here. There's a chocolatier and then this awesome, it kind of reminded me of the Uffizi in Florence, like this grand walkway to the casino with a really nice fancy looking bar, Sala 118, and there was a live musician in there. A couple places had live musicians, which was really nice. And then a very fancy looking Starbucks, one of the nicest Starbucks that I've seen. There's always something new in Las Vegas coming. There's a food hall coming to the Venetian, so that's going to be very popular. I imagine those have been popping up all over the place. And then over here where the main guest elevators pop out, there's another juice farm as well as another Grand Lux Cafe that's open 24 hours. Now, if you're wondering where the Venetian is located on the Strip, to the north is going to be the Wynn and Encore complex. So that's located across the way via Skybridge. The Sphere is located to the east of the property, again connected by that sky bridge that I showed you earlier. Across the Strip is a sad sight right now. It's the former Mirage, soon to be Hard Rock Las Vegas. And then to the south is the Casino Royale as well as Harrah's. There's a lot of Strip entrances for the walking traffic, some fun escalators that we'll take in just a sec. But now let's return to the South Tower and begin our daytime tour of all the fun pools available on property, as well as those Grand Canal shops. Now, if you arrive in Vegas in the morning, it's going to be a lot less busy, as you can tell from these shots. Unbelievable theming here. It just blows me away every time. So that South Tower pool is going to be open during the daytime starting at 7 a.m. So nice and early pool times for you. Very important in the summer months because sometimes they can get almost too hot for the pools or too sunny. So fun to have either nighttime or early morning options before the sun just gets too overbearing. Next, I wanted to go try and find the property's gym. So this is branded Canyon Ranch, which is pretty cool because I am from Arizona. And Canyon Ranch is a very famous resort down in Tucson. It's a very expensive resort too, so a very nice branding opportunity for them. It was kind of wild though. There were a lot of signs for the Canyon Ranch and I thought I had finally arrived there, but they said just keep going. And it looks like they're using the gym over in the Palazzo side as their main area for exercising. But when you walk into the Canyon Ranch entrance over here on The Venetian side, there's a small little restaurant here with some health food options, a lot of hubbub of activity. One of the most unique options I've ever seen available at a gym is going to be the rock climbing wall here located inside. Didn't see anyone on there, so I'm not sure if it's open or not, but it looked like ropes were on there, so it seems like it's probably open. And I was just told to follow the long hallway, so that's what I did. I kept walking and walking and walking. Thought I had made a few wrong turns, but it turns out I did not. There's even a small barber shop located when you finally do reach the end of the hallway. And there's a small check-in area with a shop, and then the main gym. There's also a small little to-go stand over here, the Canyon Ranch Cafe. And then a large exercise area with plenty of new equipment. Always hard to get these shots because I don't want to make anyone feel awkward with me filming in here, but you can see it's plenty busy during my short stop inside the gym area there. But right next to all of this is going to be the main pool. So we're going to go check out everything there is here. Now just note I am here in the off season, so not all the pools were completely open, but I'll show you at least what the whole pool deck looked like at the time of my stay. So again, this is located on the Palazzo side that we're starting, but it connects all the way over the Venetian side. So this is one of the best pool decks in all of Las Vegas. So let's go check everything out. So this area is Azure and Tau Beach. So these were the areas that were closed during my stay. Tau Beach is going to be typically a separate entry, and it's going to be more of a clubby pool atmosphere. And then Azure is going to be energetic and intimate, they said. So very different pool concepts here. And a good way to separate people coming into Vegas for different reasons. There are families that stay here on vacation, so there are pools that are more befitting for them. And then there's people that are here to have a good time and party and drink in the pool, and they have that option as well. So now let's begin the long walk from the Palazzo side to the Venetian side through the pool complex. Here's the Tau pool that is currently closed that we're walking through now. Lots of cabanas that they rent during the summer months, as well as a small bar over there to the right. Next up is the Haven pool. So this was open during our visit. Lots of people using it. More tranquil. Then next is the Carnival pool, and that's where children are definitely welcome year round. Nice long pool, good for laps. And you can see at the end of the pool complex here to the right is going to be the uncompleted St. Regis Towers that they were building right up into 2009. And they stopped construction, and it has not started since, so I'm always wondering if they're ever going to restart construction there. But a long pathway between the Palazzo side and the Venetian side. But of course in Vegas style, it's all perfectly manicured. Very, very cool. So next up is going to be the Mixer and Festiva pools. These are going to be a little bit more high energy during the summer months. And right at the entrance here is going to be Vita, which is a healthier living complex. They say, I'm just going based off of the map here. So as you can see, one of the more impressive pool complexes that I've ever visited on this channel. It just spans the entire length of the resort almost, so it's absolutely massive. And now we reach the entrance on the Venetian side, so lots of manicured, Instagram-worthy areas here. There's some VIP check-in for those that are renting cabanas during the summer months. Didn't appear that that was open in the winter, which makes sense. So if you want to spend money here at the pool, you definitely can. Now let's go check out down on the strip level. We're going to enter right next to the tower here from Venice itself and see what there is to do in the Grand Canal shops. So lots of fountains here on the strip level, welcoming people in, trying to get them inside the property. It's very easy to enter the property because they have these long travelators that bring you up and over the main valet area around the Casino Royale that they probably weren't able to buy out way back in the day, and into the Grand Canal shops. So it's very easy to enter and pretty fun actually. There's a Madame Tussauds as well, so that's an extra charge, and overall not really a fan of Madame Tussauds, but a lot of people love it. Really realistic wax figures, and I know the artistry behind it's really cool, but usually pretty expensive. Just past Madame Tussauds, you're going to have a great view of the outside of the Venetian. So they do have gondolas here at the Venetian that you can pay to ride. You can see him going underneath the bridge right there. This is all to mimic Venice itself. And there's some paths inside as well, so you can choose between outside or inside, weather permitting, of course. But this is all a pretty nice replica of what is available at Venice. If you've been to Venice or if you've been to the Venetian, let me know in the comments what you think of either or both. I'd love to hear the comparisons between the two. But let's enter the Grand Canal shops. So the Grand Canal shops, again, built in the full Renaissance style that we saw when we entered the Venetian initially. To the left here is Tao, which is going to be the main club here at the Venetian. Very popular in the evenings. And the Grand Canal shops is going to have a mix of restaurants as well as shops. So I'm going to show you as much as I can here, but it's all going to be presented in this very themed environment that is sort of like a twilight time in Venice. And it's a huge maze in here, and having been to Venice itself, that's a maze as well. So again, the theme continues here. Very hard to find your way out of here, I will say, but lots and lots of shopping options and lots of dining options that are constantly changing. So this is just here to give you a cool representation. Probably the coolest attraction in here is both the gondola rides that you'll see throughout the canals as you walk through the Grand Canal shops, as well as a faithful reproduction of St. Mark's Square. If you're curious how much gondola rides are, here is pricing. So $39 a person, 15% off for those Hyatt members, which is nice. And then you even get a private gondola. Now, interestingly, as you leave this section of the Grand Canal shops and make your way over on top of the Palazzo casino floor, the theme changes back to that modern Italian theme. So that's a good way to kind of know where you are on property. It's based on that theming. Finally, we've reached the end of our tour. Just a very cool darts bar, which I would love to try out the next trip with some friends. But overall, that is the whole tour of the Venetian as well as the Palazzo. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you made it all the way to the end here. Let me know if you did in the comments. I'm going to leave you with some pretty shots of the property as well as the Sphere to end this whole thing, but we'll see you on the next Las Vegas resort tour.